right. Do you trying to learn how to lose fat and look like you're losing fat, like you're not just losing weight, you're not just getting skinny fat, but you're shredding up. You're seeing hard earned muscle definition. Well, you might just want to recomp first, no matter the experience level. Guys, when Dom came into this program, she had been training for years consistently and was putting up decent numbers, was leaving a lot of the plate. And truth be told, when you are training for years and you're carrying more body fat than you really want to, you don't physically see the gains that you're making. It's almost like when I cut down, then I'll see them kind of thing. But if that's the mindset that we're always carrying, then we're never actually truly going to put in the effort that we know we can put into training. Because it's almost like, what's the point of putting in all this effort if I still don't look the part? That's where Dom came in. That's where we met her. Now, because she was kind of just floating in this comfort zone with her training, she didn't really have all that much of an appetite. She was kind of just chilling at a 1,500 calorie intake, which is why we met her there. I think the thing to understand is we hear reverse dieting. We hear about, okay, we got to fix maybe a metabolism that isn't in the best place. It doesn't mean go shoot yourself up 400 calories. That's not how it works. Meet yourself where you are. Get consistent with where you are. Then leverage and utilize training to be the big driver that pulls your calories up. Okay. So in doing Dom's needs analysis, 169 pounds, we're seeing that we're carrying body fat that we don't want. We're at 1,500 calories. So great. Do we lose this body fat first? Well, if we reduce calories 30% from 1,500, we'd be eating less than the toddler is required to eat each day. So probably not. That is probably not going to be sustainable. Fat loss is probably going to be harder than it needs to be right now. Knowing that we're at 1,500, knowing that we're leaving so much on the plate with training, let's see what we can do with that. Let's see what we can do with that. I'm going to show you guys this right now, which I think is honestly hilarious. We were barbell hip thrusting 115 pounds at the start of the program. If I skip forward and I skip ahead all the way to where we are now in June, and we go to her last lower session, she's quite literally doing B stance hip thrust. So this is technically almost like a single leg supported hip thrust with 195 pounds. So yeah, we have made training gains. Here's the thing about making training gains at this level: sending form videos in, assessing your technique, making sure we're getting a full range of motion, training very close to failure. I literally just broke this down on a call I just had with a client. It's think about training this way. You have effective reps, okay? And your effective reps over time are what stimulate growth. Those effective reps are the reps that are in a great deal of mechanical tension. Mechanical tension is the thing that drives hypertrophy. So if you're doing a set of 10 and you're training it close to failure with really good technique, let's say 2 reps shy of failure, you could say that your last 2 to 3 reps of that set are your effective and stimulative reps that drive growth. If we are consistently leaving 1, 2, 3 reps in the tank shy from that effective rep range, then let's say you're leaving 2 reps shy on the plate over the course of 3 sets. That is 6 reps that you've left on the plate that could be effective reps for growth. Let's say you times that by 4 exercises. Let's be conservative. 4 exercises over the course of a workout. 24 reps on the tank. Let's say over the course of 4 workouts a week, 96 reps a week. Do that over the course of a month. That's 384 reps over the course of the month that you left on the plate that could be effective for your growth. That is a month's worth of workouts just by missing those last couple reps. That's why that makes such a difference, guys. That's why we hold our clients so accountable to training videos and supporting them with their technique and intensity and telling them, hey, you're stronger than you think. I see more here. You have 2 more here. Hey, bump up 5 pounds. Muscle is metabolically very expensive to build. which means that it requires a lot of your body's resources, aka food, calories, to recover and build it. So by training harder and increasing demand for more muscle growth, like I said, it's metabolically expensive, which means that it requires fuel to keep up with it. We increase that fuel. We supplement the increase in training intensity with food. We become more efficient at utilizing those calories, aka we speed up our metabolism, aka we put ourselves in a position to where we can eat more food. Just from 1500 up to 1700 based off these training gains, we're down to 165. We're already looking a little bit leaner. So do we just go into deficit right now? No. If we're already getting leaner and we're hitting PRs in the gym and we're getting so much stronger and we're making so many good training gains, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's keep going. We're still recomping. Let's keep it going. Here we are in January, up to 2150 now. This is a total 650 calorie increase. Body weight is 166. Photos, clearly, again, leaner. Now, we're going to take this up to the point to where if we reduced 30% of calories from maintenance, it gives us a good runway to diet. So 30% reduced calories from maintenance from this 2250 lands us right around 1550, 1575. That's reasonable. And so coming into the program, the first thing I told Dom is like, hey, you're at 1500 calories right now. You're going to be 20 pounds lighter eating 1500 calories here soon. Watch. Well, you take a look at where we're at right now. We reduced calories from that 2250 mark. We brought them down to 1850, so a 400 calorie reduction off rip. If we did that at the beginning of the program, she would have been at 1100 calories. Not good. 167. You can see even 167, 168, 167, even with the calorie reduction, not crazy rate of loss. And now we're starting to see 164. Now we're starting to see it come down. We're looking leaner each week, each month here. We're going into the month of March now. As you can see, this rate of loss, we're starting at the beginning of the week at 166, 166, 165, 163, 161. That's a really, really good, steady 1% of body weight being lost per week right now. Towards the back end of March here, we're now at 161, visibly leaner. Okay? Where are calories? Calories are sitting at 1700 right now. Okay? So we've done 2 calorie adjustments down, and we're already almost down 9-10 pounds, which is fantastic. We're aiming for about 10% of our body weight being lost here. Any more, we're going to be pushing too long. It's going to be unsustainable. That's where a lot of people struggle. They try to carry a diet through way longer than they need to. And it's like, oh, I'm tired. I feel weak in my training. It's probably because you're trying to push past A, more than 30% of your calorie and reduce for maintenance, or B, 30% of your calories reduced for maintenance is too low. Or C, we're going north of 10% of our body weight being lost here. Okay. Let's now go into April. Now we're diving into the 150s, which is really cool. As we start getting closer to that 30% reduced calories for maintenance, this is where I'm like, okay, this is where we're starting to near the tail end of the diet. Now, the really cool part is we're only looking at about 10 pounds of fat loss here. That's it. But at 159, well, that looks like 20 pounds in comparison to where we started. That looks pretty significant in comparison to where we started. Why is that the case? Because we did spend 3 months improving training quality, eating enough food, building muscle tissue, and doing and completing a body recomposition. So if you allow yourself to do a recomp before you go into fat loss, you'll be really, really happy with how your body composition changes in the fat loss diet. Because the goal is not to lose body weight. The goal is to actually see muscle definition coming through as you diet down. The goal is to not end up skinny fat, which is why that recomp in place first is a good idea. It is also why once we get down towards 150, I told Dom, hey, once we get down to 150, we're going to maybe get down to 1,600 calories, lowest. Then we're going to run the same process back. I'm going to reverse you up. I'm going to recomp. We're going to build muscle. You're going to feel really awesome with all that extra energy and all that extra fuel. Okay. Your body weight might come up a little bit. Totally fine. And then we'll lose another 10% of your body weight. We're just going to restart that process. This is how you lose fat effectively and sustainably while keeping your training progression high. We are still hitting lifetime PRs right now in the gym, even amongst the diet. The way you do that is by not just straight shooting down. It's, hey, 8 to 10% of the time. Recomp and reverse out. Repeat the cycle. This is how we're going to get into the 130-pound range with Dom. Eating the same amount of food that it took her to get from 170 to 150. Dom will be at a place to where she's in the 130-pound range, eating over 2,200 calories. That is how you create a permanent transformation.